Ramuna tira banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Ram Hare 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 Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Vrindavan Dham Krishna Jaya Lalita Visakha Jaya Radhacharan Lalita Visakha Jaya Radhacharan Lalita Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Srila Gurudev. नित्रलभविष्टा जयं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य श्रीमद ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी जगद्गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की नित्यलभविष्ट जयं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत गोस्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्त वृंद की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्रीजीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ षडगो स्वयं प्रभुगण की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री भासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री श्री वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय। श्री श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। श्री श्री पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। श्री श्री बद्रिका धाम की जय। श्री श्री अयोध्या धाम की जय। श्री श्री कृष्ण भक्ति पदायिनी श्री श्री वृंदा देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। श्री श्री गंगा मैया जमुना मैया की जय। जुग धर्म श्री श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। श्री श्री हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय। All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskrutyam naram chaiva narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudiraye Nashta Prayesu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Hare Krishna. तो आज हम so today we are going to discuss from Srimad Bhagavad Gita chapter 11 and today's verse is 33. So this in title of this chapter is the universal form. Tasmāt tvam uttiṣṭha yaśo labhasva jitvā śatrūn bhuṅkṣva rājyaṁ samṛddham mayaivaite nihatāḥ pūrvam nimitta-mātraṁ bhava savya-sācin tasmāt tvam uttiṣṭha yaśo labhasva jitvā śatrūn bhuṅkṣva rājyaṁ samṛddham mayaivaite nihatāḥ pūrvam nimitta-mātraṁ bhava savya-sācin tasmāt tvam uttiṣṭha yaśo labhasva jitvā śatrūn bhuṅkṣva rājyaṁ samṛddham mayaivaite nihatāḥ pūrvam nimitta-mātraṁ bhava savya-sācin. Please repeat. Tasmāt tvam uttiṣṭha yaśo labhasva jitvā śatrūn bhuṅkṣva rājyaṁ samṛddham mayaivaite nihatāḥ pūrvam nimitta-mātraṁ bhava savya-sācin tasmāt tvam uttiṣṭha yaśo labhasva jitvā śatrūn bhuṅkṣva rājyaṁ samṛddham mayaivaite nihatāḥ pūrvam nimitta-mātraṁ bhava savya-sācin tasmāt tvam uttiṣṭha yaśo labhasva jitvā śatrūn bhuṅkṣva rājyaṁ samṛddham mayaivaite nihatāḥ pūrvam nimitta-mātraṁ bhava savya-sācin. माताएं, tasmāt tvam uttiṣṭha yaśo labhasva jitvā śatrūn bhuṅkṣva rājyaṁ samṛddham mayaivaite nihatāḥ pūrvam nimitta-mātraṁ bhava savyasācin. So what meaning? Tasmāt, therefore, tvam, you, uttiṣṭha, get up, yaśaḥ, fame, labhasva, gain, jitvā, conquering, śatrūn, enemies, bhuṅkṣva, enjoy, rājyaṁ, kingdom, samṛddham, flourishing, mayā, by me, eva, certainly, ete, all these, nihatāḥ, killed, pūrvam, by previous arrangement, nimitta-mātraṁ, just the cause, bhava, become, Savyasācin, O Savyasācī. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Therefore, get up, prepare to fight and win glory, conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement, and you, O Savyasācī, can be but an instrument in the fight. Puppet. Savyasācin refers to one who can shoot arrows very expertly in the field. Thus, Arjuna is addressed as an expert warrior capable of delivering arrows to kill his enemies. Just become an instrument. Nimitta-mātraṁ. This word is also very significant. The whole world is moving according to the plan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Foolish persons who do not have sufficient knowledge think that nature is moving without a plan, and all manifestations are but accidental formations. There are many so-called scientists who suggest that perhaps it was like this, or maybe like that. But there is no question of perhaps and maybe. There is a specific plan being carried out in this material world. What is this plan? This cosmic manifestation is a chance for conditioned souls to go back to Godhead, back to home, as long as they have the dominating mentality which makes them try to lord it over material nature. They are conditioned. But anyone who can understand the plan of the Supreme Lord and cultivate Krishna consciousness is most intelligent. The creation and destruction of this cosmic manifestation are under the superior guidance of God. Thus the battle of Kurukshetra was fought according to the plan of God. Arjuna was refusing to fight, but he was told that he should fight in accordance with the desire of the Supreme Lord. Then he would be happy. If one is in full Krishna consciousness and his life is devoted to the Lord's transcendental service, he is perfect. Om ajnanatimidandhasya jnananjana salakaya चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपीकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमपदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरतसे नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. So first of all, I will seek the blessings of the senior Vaishnavas and all the Vaishnavis who has given me this opportunity to say something on this most sacred literature of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And actually I will myself get purified by this endeavor. Though I have no qualification, still I will try to speak something. Whatever I have understood, I have heard from my superiors and Srila Prabhupada. So, till now, all of you have been hearing on this very interesting chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, that is the 11th chapter, where till yesterday's sloka, today is 33rd and 32, all of you have heard that how Krishna has shown Arjuna his Kala Rupa. Kala Rupa means death personified. Kala means death. Kala means time also. So this particular verse of today, it is actually the answer to the text 2.6. I hope all of you who are in regular touch with Srimad Bhagavad Gita, you must have come across these 5 reasons why Arjuna didn't fight. In the first chapter, there are 4 reasons. Compassion, and he was worried that if everything is destroyed, then nothing is left out with whom I will enjoy, right? And also the third reason was to commit sinful, by killing his own kinsmen, he was worried that he will commit sinful acts. And the fourth was the destruction of the dynasty. These are the 4 mentioned in the first chapter. If you come to the second chapter, here Krishna mentions the first few verses. Krishna is criticizing Arjuna. He is chastising Arjuna. You are not a Arya, you are talking like a foolish man. And then the 6th verse, it says Arjuna was confused. There was indecision. He was unable to decide what to do, whether to fight or not to fight. Even he was ready to the extent to go to the forest and live like a mendicant. So it suggests his extreme form of detachment. So this is the sum and substance. Actually this sloka answers that question of that doubt was get dissipated. Why? If we see the purport, I mean to say the sloka, tasmāt tvam uttiṣṭha. I'll just read it the sloka again. Tasmāt tvam uttiṣṭha. Tasmāt means therefore. Oh Arjuna, you get up. And yaśo labhasva. Very important word is yaśo. What is that yas? We'll come to that. Yasa means fame. Get the fame. Very rare to get this kind of war, dharma yuddha. Because this Mahabharata war was arranged by Krishna himself, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Who will get this opportunity to participate in this? So that itself is a privilege for Arjuna. And what kind of yasa? Yasa means, you see, who are the opponents of Arjuna? Bhishma, Karna, Dronacharya. So many big fighters. They are all Jayadratha. So they are all Atirathas, Maharathas. They can fight with 10,000 soldiers single-handedly. So with them, if Arjuna will fight and if he defeats them, after all Krishna's, it was master plan. He arranged all these war and he wanted Arjuna to be the greatest archer. That was Krishna's desire, right? So the whole point was that Krishna wanted Arjuna to be famous by killing Bhishma. If you remember, Bhishma Deva, it is mentioned in Mahabharata. Bhishma was fighting with Parsuram. And he was fighting with the speed of a mind. He was shooting arrows. Even the demigods, great demigods, Lord Shiva, they are scared to fight with Bhishma Deva. He was such a great archer. And finally Parsuram has to stop fighting. The fighting was going on and on. There was no result. Because Parsuram is not ordinary soul. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. So then both they deceased and they stopped the fighting. That means he was not an ordinary soul, ordinary fighter. So this particular word, yaśo, actually if you see this sloka, it says that all Krishna is all famous, right? He has Sada-Aishwarya Purna. So one of the Aishwarya is he is all famous. Who doesn't know the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? But in this particular sloka, if you see, Krishna wants to give the credit to Arjuna. That is why he is saying, what is that? Nimitta-mātraṁ bhava savya-sācin. That means Krishna has already arranged the fighting. In fact, in the previous sloka, you must have seen what Krishna is showing is Kala Rupa in thousands of mouths, thousands of eyes, thousands of hands, very scary. And one mouth, all the living beings, including Bhishma, Drona, all the living beings, they are coming out. The other mouth, they were entering. That means they are taking birth and dying, taking birth and dying. So like that, here Krishna has already shown Arjuna, so don't be worried. Even if you don't fight, you are telling, you are giving so many reasons you don't want to fight. But still nobody is going to go back. All are going to be killed in this war. That was the master plan of Krishna. So very interestingly, you see, so that yaśa, that fame, Krishna wanted to give to Arjuna. Labhasva, then jitvā śatrūn. Very simple. Jitvā means to win, śatrūn means to enemy, and bhuṅkṣva, bhuṅkṣva means to enjoy, and rājyaṁ samṛddham means if you win, you will rule the whole world. If you die, you will go to heavenly planets, because it is dharma yuddha. It is not because it is arranged by Krishna. So this guarantee Krishna is giving through these two lines. And the third one says, mayaivaite nihatāḥ. This is very important. Pūrvam. This pūrvam is very key word in this. What is pūrvam? Means by previous arrangement. Already they have killed. That is why he showed the Vishwarupa earlier. They have already been killed. You have seen the previous slokas. They say that in the teeth, all the heads were crushed. And Arjuna could see practically all the warriors, Duryodhana, everybody. So he was convinced. Anyway, they are going to die. So what Krishna is telling in the next one, he is telling nimitta-mātraṁ bhava savya-sācin. The entire sloka, the most important word is nimitta-mātraṁ and bhava. Nimitta-mātraṁ means be an instrument in my hand. Okay. So what do you mean by instrument? Instrument means we'll do some surgery. Like doctors they do. Or you write on a pen. Pen or the surgical instruments, they don't work by their own. The surgeon has to operate. Like that. Or a puppet dance. You have seen a puppet dance where the wooden puppets, somebody will be pulling the ropes and the hands and legs will move as if the puppet is dancing. But actually puppet is not dancing. So who is the person behind it? He is the master. He is the player. Right? It's like a drama we see. So very nicely we'll say. And then the savya-sācin. Savyasācī, what that means, one who is very expert in shooting arrows. Arjuna was an archer. He was so expert, he could shoot arrows even in left hand and right hand. And he got trained in the darkness, he was also able to shoot the target. He was so expert. That is why he was chosen by Krishna, Arjuna. So Savyasācī means he was very skillful. He had all the skills to shoot arrows and defeat the opponents. So like that, Arjuna has 23 different names of Arjuna. Just to enlist that, I want to mention all the names. You can hear, all of you have already read Bhagavad Gita many times. So one of the name is Pandava. Pandava means who is born of Pandu. And is Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya means who fetch wealth by defeating the enemies. Then Kapidhwaja. In Arjuna's chariot, the flag bear the symbol of Hanumanji. And Hanumanji, he was the key player in Ramayana, because of whose presence Lord Rama was the victorious. So that is why his name is Kapidhwaja. And the other name is Gudakesa. Gudakesa means who has conquered darkness, the ignorance, the sleep. So that is called Gudakesa. Very famous word. It is in the first chapter. And also Partha means son of Pritha, Kunti Maharani. And also Bharata. Arjuna belongs to the Bharat dynasty, where the Dushyanta and Sakuntala, they had a son whose name was Bharat Maharaj, and he was a very great warrior. And in that dynasty, all the Pandavas, they appeared. And then the Kaunteya means the son of Kunti, Purusarsava, the best of the man. Purusa means man. And then Mahabahu, mighty arm. And Ananga. Anagha means he was very sinless, Arjuna. So like that, there are many names. But here we are discussing the Savyasācī. Particular, why Krishna is using this word Savyasācī? There is a particular reason for that. Because, see, Krishna is telling whatever skill you apply, you are not going to be successful. Why? But what is the position of Arjuna in front of Bhishma, Drona? He was like a small fish, and they were compared to Timingala. They can engulf even big cities or ships. So Arjuna was nothing. So it was because of Krishna's mercy, Krishna desired, so that's why he became victorious. That is why he is particularly using the word Savyasācī in this particular sloka. Means don't think by your skill you can win. Still he is inducing Arjuna. See, Krishna is not a person who is going to tell Arjuna, I will do everything, you just sit calm and quiet. you don't have to work. No. This will defame Arjuna. That is why, and he will deviate from his swadharma. Of a Kshatriya, he has to fight. Right? So that is why Krishna is telling Arjuna, you fight, do your swadharma, act as per your Kshatriya dharma. So that is the one reason. And also Krishna says, don't be proud. You fight, but don't be proud. If you are proud, there you are going to lose. So this point is specifically Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he mentions that Krishna is inducing Arjuna to use his skill, at the same time not to be proud, because anyway it is Krishna's plan and he has showed Arjuna they have already dead. So just act, just do a drama, just a puppet show, right? So that is what. And this sloka, if you read, remember the purport, what Prabhupada says in the end? Prabhupada says, it is, this sloka says how to become eternally happy and eternally perfect. Perfection and happiness, this sloka says. That means, if somebody cooperates with Krishna, he dovetails his desire with Krishna's desire, then he becomes happy. You got my point? So that is what this sloka says. And actually all the doubts Arjuna had, this has been clarified here. And this previous sloka and the next sloka, these three slokas, Krishna is telling, I am Kala, I am time factor, nobody is going to be spared and everybody is going to be killed. So just act as an instrument. So this is a basically instruction of Krishna in these three verses. So today we are discussing 33. So, so what is Krishna's plan? Let us focus. So Krishna has created this material world. For what? What is the real purpose? To give the chance to the conditioned souls to fulfill their material desire, and simultaneously he gives the opportunity to participate in this kind of events so that they can get delivered. And also Krishna creates this material world. Actually the main reason is for his enjoyment. But those who are expert, they can use everything, that is yukta vairagya principle. Nirbandhe Krishna sambandhe yukta vairagyam iti kathyate, uchyate. That means whatever is created, isavasyam idam sarvam. That means what Ishapunishad says, everything is spiritual, nothing is material. But it depends on our vision. We should have that transcendental vision. So like that, if we see this material world is created to give a chance to the living entity to go back to Godhead, and also what is the other purpose? Like this plan of Krishna in this particular text, Krishna has arranged the war. He has arranged the war so that all the enemies, all the sinful people who are not following dharma, adharmis, they will come and assemble. 64 crore soldiers died in Mahabharata. Yes? So all together, easily Krishna can kill at one place. Like you remember in Jarasandha, he attacked Krishna for 17 times. Each time he used to bring 23 Akshoni soldiers. It's a big, huge number. If you see how many horses, how many elephants, how many pedestrian soldiers, like that, every time Jarasandha will collect the soldiers and he will bring, and Krishna and Balaram, just one stroke, he will kill everybody except Jarasandha. Again he will go, again bring. So like that, this is Krishna's intelligence. He brings everybody and he kills them. And like Prabhupada says in the somewhere in this Bhagavad Gita purports, like some people, the terrorists, they put the bomb in the populated cities like Mumbai, Delhi, so that millions of people can die. So like that, that was Krishna's plan. So at the same time he is giving Arjuna the credit. So Krishna, and why Arjuna was chosen? Why not any other? Because in Bhagavad Gita, if you remember the second chapter, verse number 7, what Krishna says? He says, Arjuna says, now I am confused. I don't know what is my duty. So I am just surrendering. Sishyasteham tvam prapannam. So when we surrender, then we can understand Krishna's plan. So it's very difficult. Even Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, they cannot even understand what Krishna is going to do. Brahma has to meditate. Lord Shiva is in meditation. He is, remembering Lord Sankar's son. That is why he is called Sankar. So like that, it is very, very difficult to understand what is Krishna's plan. Only Radharani can understand, because Eko Atma Dui Sariradhari. One soul. So Radharani can understand. What Radharani will understand, Jogomaya automatically she can understand. Then like that it goes on. So, and everything happens spontaneously. Parasya Shaktir Vividhaiva Sruyate Sacharacharam. In this sloka says, everything goes on so smoothly, simply by Krishna's desire. Krishna's desire means he's called he's called Satya Sankalpa. Satya Sankalpa means simply by desire he is creating, by desire he is maintaining, by desire he is destroying. So that is the power of Krishna. Right? So somehow or other, all of us who are practicing devotees, we become an instrument in Krishna's hand, like we are preaching or we are doing some service in the temple. So that is how we are, spending our time, our consciousness, our energy, our intelligence, whatever given by Krishna in his service. So that is called dovetailing our activity. That is what Krishna meant. So then only we can understand what is Krishna's. It's not so easy. It needs the mercy of Krishna and mercy of Guru. And everything will be revealed through Guru. Not without Guru we cannot understand. So how to understand Krishna's plan? It is very easy. You see what is the plan of your spiritual master. If spiritual master has a plan, if we follow that, that means we are following Krishna's plan. It's very simple. Okay. And also one need to be very fully Krishna conscious. What do you mean by Krishna conscious? Here in this text, it is meant yukta vairagya. Every single thing, like that murdanga, microphone, whatever, mobile phone, whatever we see, we can use it for Krishna's service. So that is why a devotee can only understand Krishna's plan, not everybody. So in this purport, Prabhupada mentions Krishna has a plan for everything. But those who are mayavadis, those who are atheists, they feel there is no superior arrangement. Nobody is behind. There is no plan. It is happening spontaneously. So this is all, Prabhupada says, it is all foolish proposal. So now this sloka, as I said, what is the key is nimitta-mātraṁ bhava savya-sācin. So nimitta-mātraṁ, this is a very, very important word. So if you have heard Belal Sena, he was a very great hero in Mahabharata. I hope you have heard. He was the son of Bhim. Bhim's son was Belal Sena. And it is mentioned in Mahabharata, before the Mahabharata war was started, Krishna saw him and he requested Krishna, can I do one thing? So Krishna asked, what do you want? So he said, I want to touch the forehead of each and every soldiers, warriors, with one arrow. See, he shot the arrow in such a way, it's very miracle. And that arrow went and it's like a vermilion kind of thing. It touched the forehead of so many soldiers and it came back and it buried in front of Krishna. Krishna was shocked. Oh, if this man is there, all my plan will be failure. There won't be 18 days war. He will kill everybody in one day. So that's why he immediately evoked his Sudarshan Chakra and he cut his neck. And then his head was hanging. It was kept in a big pillar. And that Belal Sena, he was actually watching. Why I am mentioning this example? So Krishna told, in the end of the war, I will ask. Just like a live telecast. There is some video recording. You record those 18 days war and you tell me who has killed whom. So then Belal Sena was seeing everything. Everybody was seeing Arjuna is shooting arrow. In first day, Bhim killed 99 brothers, only except Duryodhan. And Arjuna was shooting arrow, all Jayadratha, Karna, everything people are saying, oh, Arjuna is killing. So all credit was going to Arjuna. But in the end of the war, after 18 days, while everybody, all the 5 Pandavas were spared. Everybody died except these 5 brothers. So when they came and asked Belal Sena, he told the real thing. Say, Baba, there is nothing arrow, I could not see anything. There is only one Sudarshan Chakra which was coming and killing everybody. So this is called this is the real fact that everything is orchestrated by Krishna. All was done by Krishna, master plan. So he is telling Arjuna, you don't have to bother. Don't take any anxiety. If you fight, there is a risk that you may lose your life. So anyway, they are going to kill. I have already, so it's like a cricket match where we know the result. India is going to win. Or the exam, we had all the question paper leaked. We know the questions. Just go and write. As simple as that. So like that, Krishna is telling already they have been killed. just use just an instrument. That is the meaning of nimitta-mātraṁ. Very nice example. And also, how this Mahabharata war started? It all started, this killing plan was started the day Draupadi was tried to be disrobed by Dushasan. He did a blunder. Actually, all these gambling matches, everything was Krishna's plan. That is why Pandavas were keeping silent. They were not opening their mouth. They knew all Krishna is planning. We have to just, Krishna told, don't open your mouth. Okay. So don't say anything. I will even ask Draupadi to put a betting. Draupadi was very angry. She was shouting, she was screaming at all the 5 Pandavas. How dare you put me in betting? What right you have? So like that, she was very upset. But while she was approaching all the other, Dhritarashtra, Bhishma, Kulguru, Krupacharya, nobody was telling anything. They were keeping silent. Then she was remembering Krishna. So that time when Krishna was provided unlimited sari, and then Krishna manifested there. And in front of everybody, it was decided that all the core of 100 brothers and anybody who is in their favor will be wiped out. They will be killed. So actually the killing took place while Draupadi was insulted. And this all other things were just a subsequent drama. So that was the thing. So similarly, if you say, Srila Prabhupada, while he was going in Jaladuta, he was going to Boston, he wrote a very nice song. Ani ache jadi Prabhu amare nachate, nachao nachao Prabhu nachao se mate, kasthera putali jatha nachao se mate. So what is very deep meaning to this? This is actually Boro Krupa Koile Krishna. It's a very humble prayer. Prabhupada is, yes. So he is telling, Kasthera putali jatha nachao se mate. That means he is so surrendered to Krishna, he is telling Prabhupada humbly, writing this prayer, oh my Lord Krishna, what I am going to do? I am old, 70 years old man, and these people, they are in purely passion and ignorance mode. Even whatever I say, they cannot understand. The philosophy is so high. So, if you want, maybe I will become successful. But here he uses this nimitta-mātraṁ. That means he knows, Prabhupada knew that Krishna will do everything. He just have to go and just give a lecture, do some kirtan. That was Prabhupada's mood. He mentions. If you see the preface of Bhagavad Gita, the first page itself, Prabhupada writes very nicely. He gives the entire credit to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Whatever I have done, there it starts. And also, while he was having heart attacks, 2 heart attacks, so severe pain, no doctors around, no nitroglycerin tablets, nothing was there. So he was thinking, anyway, I am going to die. If another attack means I will die. So that time he saw a dream, Krishna is coming, he is putting his hand on Prabhupada's head. Then he saw, oh, now my success is guaranteed. Then he saw all Nrsimhadev, all other. So like that, this is what the meaning of nimitta-mātraṁ. So Prabhupada never took the credit. He all gave the credit. The society name also he took. He put Krishna consciousness. He never brought his name. So this is the lesson for all the preachers, especially who are preaching Krishna consciousness. We have to be very careful. I have seen many big stalwart preachers, they fall down. Why? Because they forecast themselves. They never highlight Prabhupada. This ISKCON disciple course we read, Prabhupada should be highlighted. But many times we see it doesn't happen. So you have to be very careful. So our only business is to make people read Prabhupada books and they get connected through Prabhupada to Krishna, not to us. Not that I am a great speaker, I have such a great renunciant. We project ourselves. That is the cause of our fall down. Very important principle. We have to be very careful. I have seen many good devotees, they get devoted. So, also, in very nicely, if you see Nectar of Devotion, Rupa Goswami writes in the introduction, what should be a mood of a preacher? The preacher feels himself an instrument in the hands of the spiritual master and Krishna. So this is a very nice statement in the introduction or of Nectar of Devotion. So if that is the mood, then preaching becomes very easy. Otherwise, if we depend on our own strength, own ability, own skill, then it is very difficult. So this message we should take. And after all these things is Krishna's desire. So when Arjuna knew Krishna wanted me to fight, and you see there is a very nice reciprocation. The devotee is dependent on Krishna and Krishna is dependent on devotee. Very, So how Krishna is dependent, you see in Jasoda, Mother Jasoda. Krishna is dependent. Otherwise he screams. So like that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, while he was preaching, he gave all the credits to the 6 Goswamis. He never came himself to discover Vrindavan. He sent them. And if you see, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was, of course, he was Mahavadanya Avatar, but to whom Mahaprabhu was giving his mercy? Those who are little qualified. But these Goswamis, Dhira, Adhira, those who are Adhira, those are absolutely disturbed, to them also they were very merciful. So that means Mahaprabhu is proving my devotees are greater than me. Obviously, devotees are more greater than Radhacharan is superior to Krishna as far as mercy is concerned. And even we see the deities, if you don't serve the deities, they will just like this. And in Grahasthas, even our temple, sometimes the pujari, they forget to dress. They forget to offer also Krishna. Like that day Krishna will fast. So like that, Krishna is also depending on his devotees. So this is a very interesting thing. Many times this Madhavendra Puri pastime, which happened in Aniyur village, so in Govardhan, near Govindakund. So Krishna comes 3 times in his dream. Krishna is begging his devotee, oh, I am buried inside the earth, dig me out, I am suffering there. Then he again told Madhavendra Puri, go and get chandan, I am getting a lot of heat, summer heat. And again he told, so like that, Krishna is dependent on his devotees. He is saying, oh, clean this garden, it's very dirty, I cannot enjoy my pastimes. So it's very nice to see how Krishna is dependent on his devotees. So this particular sloka, we see here Arjuna, Krishna is requesting Arjuna, please fight. Otherwise, my purpose. See, first thing I want to tell you, if the devotees don't preach, who will understand Krishna? Who will know Krishna? So that is why devotees are so important. So they are the one who make Krishna glorious. Then Krishna, how he reciprocates? He says, no. Just like in Ras Leela, so before that he says, how I can repay you, your services you have done. Your own services you become glorious by your own service attitude. So similarly, Krishna also thinks how to give all the credit to his devotees. The entire sloka is based on this principle where, Krishna wants to give the credit to these devotees. Why? Because Anukilyana Krishna Anusilam. They follow what Krishna says. The whole idea is this. Unless we follow what Krishna says, he will not give us mercy. Only exclusively he says, my devotees, I give my mercy, I give this credit to my devotees, not the non-devotees. So this is a very important principle we learn. And in Ramayana we see Hanumanji. He just one jump he went to Lanka. But Lord Ram has to make a stone bridge. He has to arrange, it took so much time. And by his mercy it was floating. So this is where he says, my devotee is more powerful than me. And Hanumanji brought that Gandhamadan Parbat by flying. So he saved the life of Ram and Lakshman. They were bound by the Nagafasa, that snake, Naga snake. So they were helpless. Many times we see devotees, they rescue the Lord. And this is one vivid example. So whole credit, the hero is Hanumanji, not Ram. So this is one example. And also here in Arjuna, he's given the credit because actually Krishna is also fighting. So one may think how Krishna is doing all the arrangement. So Krishna is sitting in the driver's seat. So what he is doing? He is instructing Arjuna. Oh, shoot this arrow. Oh, use divya-astra. He says, while Karna, all these big warriors. So all the master plan Krishna is doing. But people are thinking Arjuna is doing. No. Behind everything Krishna's hand is there. So I hope it's very not that difficult to understand. So similarly, the Vaishnavas who preach, Krishna always give the credit. So like Prabhupada ji and as I mentioned, the 6 Goswamis of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So always Lord is anxious to give, because he doesn't, because he is Atmaram, he is Atmakam. He doesn't need any credit or any, he has already achieved everything. So what he loves to give, see his devotees flourish. That is his only business. So like that. And similarly the spiritual master, whatever activities we do in a devotional service, so it is all done by, so like I am speaking. So my understanding is Prabhupada and my Guru Maharaj is speaking through my mouth. So I am just an instrument. My body is like an instrument. So that is a fact. That's why we pray for the mercy of all the previous acharyas. So that is what, and the spiritual master will see like what Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur could do. He was preaching, was confined to India, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But what Prabhupada did? Prithivite ache jati nagaradigram sarvatra pachara hoive na mor naam. So that thing Prabhupada proved, not Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was only preaching inside India. That doesn't mean Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could not finish everything. He is God, he can do, he could have done it. But he left for his devotees so that they will also get delivered. So that is the understanding. And we now in the morning session, I hope the Samudra Manthan Lila is going on. Right? The churning of the milk ocean. So in that Lord Shiva, why Lord Vishnu, he asked the demigods to call Lord Shiva to drink the poison. Lord Vishnu could have neutralized the poison. He has all the power. He wanted to give the credit to Lord Shiva because he is a pure devotee. So the whole idea is, unless one become a pure devotee, or then only we can be an instrument in Krishna's hand. Then he will give the credit to us. All the devotees, Dhruva Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, entire Bhagavatam we see. All the Brajavasis, they become famous. Then Krishna become pleased. So that is the only business of Krishna. And actually if you see, the supreme controller is Krishna. So it is mentioned in 18th chapter, verse number 14 and 15. There are 5 factors which is governing anybody's action. What are they? One is adhisthān, this body. And then karma, karana and chesta. Karma means action and karana means upkaran. The instrument is provided by the material energy, Durga Devi. And chesta means different endeavors. We try to do that our endeavor. Just like in Damodar Lila, you see the rope was 2 fingers short. Why? Mother Jasoda was not putting 100% effort. When she was putting 100% effort, then Krishna agreed and he was born. The same thread, just one rope, he was born. And she was trying with hundreds of ropes, still Krishna was not born. So this is the understanding. Krishna wants us to give our 100%. Then the mercy will come. So that is the fact. And then there it is said, and the final thing is daivam. Daivam means the super soul. Unless the super soul sanctions, nothing is going to happen. Right? So that is why the real karta, the doer is the super soul, not the jivatma. Jivatma is the desires. He desires and the instrument is provided by the material nature. This is a very fundamental understanding. We do this mistake. We have to be very careful. Whatever action we do, if we think Krishna is doing, I am not concerned. So that means we are safe. And the third reason why Arjuna refused to fight was to commit sinful acts. So Krishna is showing, Baba, everybody will be killed by me. So I am the person who is taking the risk. Why you are worried? Just fight. So got the point? So 2 doubts of Arjuna was clarified by this sloka. It's such an important sloka. So like this. So okay, another 5 minutes is there. So what the practical lesson we learned from this lesson? So everything is ordained by Krishna, everything is orchestrated by Krishna, and we have to simply dovetail our desire, means coincide our desire with Krishna's desire, and with the guidance of Guru, and we have to follow the plan of Guru, then we get connected to Krishna. Very simple sloka, it's not that difficult. But Prabhupada quotes it many places. In Srimad Bhagavatam, he says that Lord Brahma, what he does, Lord Brahma, he creates the entire, everything, instruments are given by Krishna. All 3 material modes, all the intelligence to Brahmaji, and Brahmaji's body, everything is Krishna is providing. And he is telling, you just do it. And he gives the credit, Brahma is the creator. Where is Brahma is the creator? Krishna is doing everything. Isn't it? Like that Prabhupada says, like Columbus, he was searching for India. Then he discovered America. Prabhupada says, does it mean that America was not existing? America was there. It was created by Krishna. That credit went to Columbus. So similarly, whatever devotional activity we do, right, we'll get the credit. That means Krishna will be pleased. And then our path for going back to Godhead will be open. So that message we got from this. So we have to consult the spiritual master. What is Krishna's plan? Otherwise we will speculate. Most of the devotees, we speculate. We think, oh, whatever our mental activity we act. That is not correct. So we have to be careful on that aspect. So there are many other examples in 4th, 6th canto of Bhagavatam also. This quotation Prabhupada gives more than 10, 20 times. I was going through. So many places Prabhupada says this particular nimitta-mātraṁ, bhava savya-sācin. So with this I will like to conclude. 2 more minutes. So I would like to hear some comment from Prabhuji. So any correction? And tried my best to make it little simplified. So in the next verse, Krishna is going to tell how to understand this planning. Tomorrow's verse you will hear. So to execute the plan of Krishna. So these 3 slokas are very key, because this 11th chapter, then the last slokas it will say pure devotional service. Kevala bhakti. Hare Krishna. Granthra Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.